This is Tara for HealingCrystals.com, and this is the Zodiac Crystal card reading for the week of April 25th through May 1st. So the first card that we draw, I've already shuffled, and the card for the week pretty much leapt out at me. The first card that we draw, that is going to represent you in the coming week. And that card is going to be the Scorpio Manifestation card. And the crystal represented here is hematite. We're just coming off of a very powerful Scorpio moon. And I know that what this card is trying to tell us is whatever's in your heart, you can make it happen. That's what it's trying to tell us. I think the challenge is knowing what's in your heart. That's not always that easy. I think that, Scorpio is energy that really, it wants to help bring everything to the surface. And that can be painful, but it can also be very enlightening, and it can be very fulfilling. And I think that's how you want to work with this energy. I think it's kind of been following a theme of the energy just over the whole month of April, where it's time to face truths, and it's time to recognize what it is that you want, what is going to make you happy, and then go out and get it, and go after it. And I think that this card is just reminding us of that, and letting us know that, once you are willing to accept the truth of what it is that you really want, and what you know in your heart, in your gut, is going to be the best thing for you, then you can make that happen. So that's the first card is going to be the Scorpio Manifestation card. The second card that we draw, that's going to be your greatest it can be your greatest strength and your greatest weakness. And I don't know, the cards are really interesting this week, because they're kind of going towards energies that usually happen, that are usually more prevalent later in the year. And the card that came up for the greatest strength and weakness is the Capricorn Stress card. It's an interesting time of year for Capricorn and energy to come up. We're just into, technically, in the astrological year, we're just working with the energy of Taurus, which is the second sign in the zodiac calendar, and it's the first earth sign. Capricorn energy is different than Taurus energy, because Capricorn energy is more focused on Taurus energy is more about enjoying what you have, while Capricorn energy is more about gathering what you have and using it, finding your resources and using them to the best of your ability, using them to your greatest advantage, using them up in a lot of ways. Capricorn it's material energy, but it's, unlike Taurus energy is just about relaxing and enjoying and being content and saying, look at what I've earned. Capricorn energy is more about gathering that energy, earning that energy. And the crystal represented here is preciolite. Again, this is about bringing stuff to the surface. The way I find it really interesting with the Scorpio Manifestation card, because Scorpio is that's an emotional sign, while this is Capricorn. You really can't get too much more practical than Capricorn. And I think that sometimes practical energies can kind of cross emotional energies, where you're releasing, you're realizing what it is that will make you feel emotionally fulfilled, but practically it may not make a lot of sense. And if you let that practical energy, if you let it start to cause you doubts or start to cause you worries, it's going to work against you. How this can work for you is recognize okay, where you might have challenges in the practical world. Let's say I want to go live in Aruba. That'd be really nice, right? Practically, how am I going to make a living in Aruba? There's practical things that I just saw an ad for Aruba, so I've got like a beach in my head, even though it's still just a little too cold still for the beach here. Hopefully, that's gonna be changing very soon. But anyway, how this can be your strength is you want to use whatever feels like a challenge, accept the challenge, and come up with a creative way to meet the challenge. Okay, overcome the challenge. Make it work for you. There's lots of jobs at Aruba, okay? Whatever it is that you want, that you know is going to be right for you, there is a way to get it and make it work for you in the material world so that you can still have all those material necessities that you need while you are still feeling emotionally fulfilled. That's how this can be your strength. It won't work for you, though, if you let it, if you let the practical matters kind of keep you from feeling emotionally fulfilled. Okay? I think that makes sense. And then the last card that we draw. This is the kind of the surprise that the universe has for us, and it is the Aries card. Okay? Now I know that we're not necessarily working with the Aries energy as much as we were a few weeks ago, but Aries energy is still kind of floating around. And Aries energy is all about being a self-starter. Aries energy is about going and getting what you want. That's what Aries does, okay? Aries isn't going to worry about practical stuff. Aries isn't even really going to worry too much about emotional stuff. Aries just acts. And sometimes that's what you need to do, is you just need to let it all go, follow your instinct, and do what you know is going to be right for you, whatever that happens to be. Especially when opportunities come up, because a lot of times an opportunity will come up, and I think we're getting to that time of year where energy is always shifting and changing. And while we've got a couple of planets retrograde, Mars is retrograde right now, Mercury will be going retrograde very soon. And that kind of slows energy down a little bit. But eventually it's going to start picking up again. And once it does, and you start becoming presented with opportunities, you want to be able to act on them, feeling confident and knowing that you're fulfilling your emotional needs while you've already figured out how to make it work for you practically. And that's how these cards can all work for you this week. Okay? Don't forget to check out our weekly and daily horoscopes on healingcrystals.com and on our Facebook page, Crystal Talk. Have a happy, magical week.